All right, hello there. Can everybody hear me okay?
I don't hear anything.
Can I be heard? Ask if I can be heard. Looks like I should be able to be heard. Always got to ask because it messed up last time. All right, good. How is everyone?
I wonder why I can't hear you. Whatever.
Your volume's probably not on or something.
It is. Okay.
Everybody have a good week so far? Almost over. Hey, Okie. See, we got Okie, Ray, Rick, TC.
Usual band of Motley Crue.
Yeah. We'll give it a couple more minutes, see how many people want to jump on here before we get going. We were in there watching the beginnings of the new Cobra Kai on the Netflix before coming in here. Do you guys watch Cobra Kai? What do you think about it so far?
I love Cobra Kai, but I do think that the John Kreese storyline's played out.
Okie's old lady. Hey there! Make this bigger.
Yay!
There we go. Make it big enough where I can see what everybody's saying.
I hope she is really a lady. We need more ladies in the house. Bumming about bike in the shop. Oh, bike's in the shop.
What's your bike in the shop for? Is it something he already told us?
Sucks. Even if he's already told us, it still sucks. Sucks no less. Starter problem, plus having some other stuff. You've got gremlins.
Well, other stuff could be good. Could be custom stuffs.
Well, yeah, I guess it could be a
new
good thing.
toys. Yeah, you don't know.
It could be a good thing. It's not a good thing that you don't have it.
That's true.
That's still bad.
All right, so let's kick it off here with what's going on with us here at the channel. We released a couple things this week. We've got the first and second episodes of the Maggie Valley Thunder in the Smokies series that's been let out. That's the one about the rally and then the one about our time at Breezy Rider. We met a lot of our folks there, which was pretty cool. Met a lot of new friends there as well. And the third episode is actually finished as well. But it's the one that has the other YouTuber that I was telling you guys. And so he doesn't have his part of it finished editing yet. So I'm trying to wait on him to release that one so that they're both released at the same time because there'll probably be some cross traffic between them. So I'm being patient as far as that goes. And in the meantime, I'm almost done with the barbecue review. Then I'll move on to Texas. So that's what's going on as far as the show goes. I did do a new thing on Monday as well. I did a morning ride where I talked about the big news over the weekend, that of course being the attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump. So I don't know if you guys saw that or not. This is the first time I had done that where I actually tried to record while riding. Now, a lot of people do that with comms in their helmet. if you saw, I don't have a full face helmet. So I literally had the microphone on the outside of me. But I thought it picked up pretty good. What did you guys think? I mean, obviously there was some wind, more wind than if I had a full face helmet. But I didn't think it was that bad.
Sean says, Sean's here by the way.
Hey,
Sean
Sean.
says, FJB. Dojo
So does
gotta
TC.
go.
Yeah, we watched the JD Vance's speech he did at the RNC tonight. You had seen it before, but I hadn't. So I actually don't know anything about him. So trying to get to know, what he's about. Besides,
what do you guys think of
besides
JD?
winning other states, because I'm sure that's in there.
He's a young guy. I think it's kind of interesting to have such a young person hopefully be in the White House.
Well, he is young, and I think probably there was such a big pull for Ramaswamy because he was young.
You said it right on the first try.
It took me a minute. But I think that's probably why they picked him, because he's strong in the correct states, the swing states and stuff. So I think it's a very strategic decision. I don't know the guy. He could be absolutely awesome. I have no idea. Except for what he said tonight. That's all I know. To do some more research on him to see what I think.
Rick says that Vance is a forced mask and poke guy. What does that mean?
I don't know what poke guy means. Oh, is he really? As in he was supportive of that? Is that what you're saying? He's talking about the jab. That's what he means by poke.
He's talking about the what?
The jab. Vaccine.
Oh. Sorry. Blonde moment.
Yeah, I don't...
He said they should fire thousands of nurses if they wouldn't wear a mask and take the jab. He said a lot of stuff in his past that have kind of come back to haunt him, I think.
Yeah, he was very anti-Trump to begin with, too, from what I understand. But I thought that was all from before Trump was in office. So, interesting. Maybe that's another reason why Trump chose him, is so that people could see themselves in him and cross over. Who knows? I don't know.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
I'm not a fan of the China virus. Or the scare tactics that our government tried to use with the China virus.
TC says they are saying Uncle Sniffy has COVID. He does, and what's interesting about the fact that he has COVID is during the presidential debate that he had recently with Trump, he was feeling under the weather, which is why he performed so badly. And he had COVID, guys. No mask. Went to all of his things without having a mask. So, I mean, for being so stringent on the vaccines and masks and everything, he sure was pretty lax when it comes to that.
Okay, I'm with you too. I'm also libertarian. So I got you. So yeah, I think you're right, Rick. It is very much an exit strategy, in my opinion. Evidently, I think Chuck Schumer, I think the rumor is, went to his house personally, like today, and tried to convince him to come out. And of course, he's been all against. He's not going to come out because he doesn't want his reputation and his legacy to be bad. It's not going to get any better. But that, I think, is why he's not wanting to come out. But then I heard this whole, been talking to the doctors, I have a condition. I see it as a way of him trying to save face and get out. I actually don't want him to get out because I don't know what they would have it instead. So it's kind of, the enemy sort of thing. So, yeah, that's a little concerning to me. But I think you may be right. I think it may be his, exit strategy trying to save face while he gets out. Because if it wasn't obvious before, they should know that they're not winning at this moment.
Sean says, BS on the COVID. It's just an excuse. I think his dementia hit a new level.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anarchy doesn't mean no rules. It means no rulers. There is a difference.
That's true.
Wow. Evil Rick bringing the profit today. He's bringing the philosophy. Jeepers.
Yeah, I think obviously a lot has happened over this past week. I don't know. Did you guys see the morning ride thing that I did where I kind of talked about this? I know I lost some subscribers over that because I could see them leaving as soon as I
They
released
weren't
it.
people that were gonna hang out anyway.
Well, most of the people in the biker community are not lefty. Some of them are obviously because they left the channel. And
They're so left, they left.
yeah, I don't really. I don't care. I'm not super right myself. I am super libertarian, which means I am super don't tell me what to do. Other than that, I don't care. You know,
super don't tell me what to do.
Dropping out by Sunday and will not endorse anyone.
But what does that mean? I mean, if he does drop out, do they have to have another race to determine who's going to be the Democratic candidate? Are they just going to find some dude that's been in their pocket this whole time? Is Kamala stepping up?
No, it definitely won't be her. I don't know how they would go about doing it. They've been talking about it, and they're talking about not having Kamala, and it's pissing her off. But I don't know if they'd have to have another primary for the Democratic Party. I don't know. It's never happened before that I'm aware of.
We've lived a lot of life, in our lifespan. We've left a lot of stuff.
DNC will meet, and there will be a competitor between Kamala and 2 or 3 other candidates. I wonder if they'll let the Kennedy in there now. That's an option. Interesting. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about RallyNews some. We can come back to this a little later if we want to. But Gettysburg Bike Week started yesterday, and Little Sturgis Kentucky Bike Week started yesterday as well. I'm assuming that none of you are joining me from there, but those are what's going on. Started already. Big things happening this weekend. And then the next weekend is Wild and Wonderful Mountain Motorcycle Rally in Morgantown, West Virginia. Didn't we have who was from West Virginia? Do you remember?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Was one of you from West Virginia? Somebody was from West Virginia. I can't remember what their name was. I know it wasn't Okie. Because where you're from is in your name, see?
Cheating.
Anyway. Okay. Drew. Oh, dude. I'm reading what you're saying there, Rick. That sucks. All right, so the next thing that we're going to is Harley Homecoming. And Sean, you're talking about going as well. I am going to be leaving here Thursday morning and heading up there from Atlanta on Thursday morning. And then, of course, I'll be coming back on Sunday. So I don't know how that kind of fits into your plans, or if anybody else wants to meet us up there, go with us up there, or whatever either. But we are definitely going to be going. Thursday is going to be spent mostly going up there. It's quite a ways away from here, of course. But for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Milwaukee rally that Harley's doing at their museum. We had a lot of fun doing it last year. Last year was a big year. It was their 120th anniversary. We do have a series that we did on it. You can find it in the playlist by going to our YouTube homepage. But we had a good time when we were up there. Super busy because I was playing the whole push challenge game, which was kind of fun because it's all about riding.
Which wouldn't be so bad if the roads weren't so bad.
Oh, God, the roads are horrible. Sean, the roads are horrible, just so you're aware.
Yeah. Perpetually under road construction is the Midwest, always.
Hey, Dinah Riding NZ.
I've been listening from the beginning, but thought I'd shut my finger up talking about political bullshit. Hope all is good otherwise. Welcome, Dinah.
Let's see, what's Sean say? My client's event will wrap up on Friday, So Friday evening, Friday afternoon. You're staying until Monday, thinking we can get together Friday night or Saturday. Either one of those is fine. I'm not planning on going to the concerts that are up there. I went to the concerts last year because of who it was, but I'm not planning on going to that this year because it's like $300 or something, there just wasn't that much over there that I thought was worth going. We saw Green Day last year, which was pretty cool, and Foo Fighters, and Joan Jett, and some country guy. But this year they have Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jelly Roll, The Offspring, Cypress Hill.
I can never remember Cypress Hill.
Insane in the Membrane. But either way, I'm still not paying, $500-$600 to go see all those people. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And if you want to get together on Friday night or Saturday, we'll talk once we're up there and kind of see where we're going to be. I usually start at the lowest point as far as the dealerships, and the lowest one is called, it's got a weird name. Do you remember? It's the one you didn't go to.
Yes, I know. I can picture what it looks like. It's right off the highway. No, I can Google.
I can't remember what it was called. She's going to look it up for me. But that's usually where we start, and then we'll go from there. We'll just kind of hit them in order. Wisconsin was the furthest one away, and so maybe we'll do the ones that are close on Friday, and then go to the ones that are further away on Saturday. Ukes, yeah, weird name.
UKE.
Kenosha, Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Be prepared. The roads suck. But,
well, they did. Maybe they fixed them.
Oh, please.
Maybe. I mean, they haven't fixed them in the however many years I lived there.
I did tell them to last year.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you write your congressman?
No, I just embarrassed them online.
I'm sure that helped. Did you write a strongly worded argument on their Facebook page?
Oh, goodness. The roads are really bad up there, but still, we had a good time. It was super hot when we went last year. I don't know what the temperature is going to be like now. Do you know what the temperature is going to be?
Yes, actually, it's supposed to be. I actually do know. Now, it's a week away, but it's supposed to be in the high 70s Friday, Thursday and Friday. Saturday is supposed to be in the low 80s and mid 80s on Sunday. It's supposed to be beautiful. However, gentlemen and lady, hopefully, I believe it is a 50% chance of rain every day.
Oh, that's no good.
But, that doesn't mean anything.
Pack the rain gear. I got stuck in rain today on the way home from work. So the other thing, Sean, that I'm not planning on doing, that I've thought about doing, they have a factory tour where you can go through the Harley Davidson factory, but it's not the assembly line. Well, it's only where they make the engine. That's it. And I don't know how exciting that would be, so I'm not really planning on doing that. I haven't done it before. You have to have
steel-toed shoes too.
I think they have something.
That for the homecoming? Oh, okay.
But I'm not really planning on going to that. But we'll talk offline and kind of see what all you want to do when you're up there. So that's where we're going to be.
Rick says it's a biker thing. Sometimes when you ride, you get wet.
Yes.
I believe Rick is trying to say, wah.
I still haven't put my rain gear back on the bike since it's been in the shop, like yours is right now. Of course, you have to take all of your, crap out of the saddlebags or whatnot. So I've got to put all that stuff back. And telling me it's going to rain is a good reminder to do so. Mm-hmm. So, I got rained on today. I tried to leave the office in enough time, and I missed a lot of it, but I went through it. That's what I did. And then
keep your eyes on your radars, people.
Yep.
On your weather radar.
Junior meteorologist as soon as you own a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. I hear weatherchannel.com has a good radar on their app. AccuWeather's got a pretty decent one. It'll help you look out farther, and you can look and see where the weather is right now and where it might be in the next hour or two. And there's also just the radar app, which is what we usually use.
Yeah, I believe most of them all pull from the same place. I've done a little research. It's the NCAA or something. I don't know. I don't, because the one AccuWeather adds to it. They actually have a forecast, whereas a lot of the other ones don't do forecast.
Evil Rick says, best advice, grab a rag and thank the heaven for a free bike wash. Sean's bragging right now.
How much do you pay for the Weather Channel app? I'm curious. You have to let me know. I've never considered that worth it because, well, I guess the weather... Is it the Weather app or the Weather Channel? He says Weather Channel. The Weather app on iPhone is horrible. But I haven't tried Weather Channel.
Dinah says, my weather app is my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Dinah gets rained on a lot.
So, yeah. Well, if I get wet, you'll see it for sure. All right. So anyway, the after that is, of course, Sturgis, which is August 1st through August 11th. Now, Sean, you were talking about trying to cut over to that. I'm not going to be able to go to Sturgis because I have to get back to the office. Were you still planning on heading over there? Let me know. Because if you are, I may have you...
He could be your satellite correspondent.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But don't go on my account because
he's not paying you.
It's a commitment. Yeah, and that too. But yeah, we don't know as far as the things that we know about what's going on in Sturgis. We know that it's the 84th annual. It's August 1st through August 11th. Of course, everybody's heard of Sturgis, so that's no big deal. But the concert lineup, they still haven't released yet, which is weird because I think we're close enough now they should be able to nail down some commitments. Usually, the Kid Rock's up there, Travis Tritt's up there.
You're talking about for Sturgis?
Yeah.
They're probably just waiting to do a big announcement closer to it. They
well,
probably know it.
We're pretty close.
Well, it's August, 4th?
August 1st.
1st?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's 2 weeks?
Damn.
So, yeah, they're cutting it pretty close.
That is really soon.
So I haven't heard. I don't know if you guys have heard any rumors about who's going to be up there.
Sean says, I was planning on going, but still 10 hours or so no.
Yep, I gotcha. Premium's like
Same.
$10 a year. $10 a year, really? All right, so when I see you, you have to prove to me that it's worth it because the cost is nothing. Let's see. Now, the things to do when you're up at Sturgis, if anybody goes, obviously Sturgis was built just like any other rally. It was built around racing. They still have racing. I don't think that it's the big attraction that racing used to be at any of these rallies, except for maybe Gulfport. Gulfport still has a drag racetrack in the middle of it. But other than that, racing is not as big rally-wise as it used to be. But there's some really great riding up there, and there's lots of different spots, kind of like you have at Daytona and Thunder Beach, that sort of thing. Mount Rushmore is a big deal. So there's all the things that I want to do up there. But you have the Mount Rushmore, which is, a must-do going through the Black Hills if you're going to go up there. Then you have the Iron Mountain Road, which is, winding roads, tunnels, stunning views of Mount Rushmore. It's a 17-mile stretch, so I guess maybe that's how you get to Mount Rushmore. It says it frames it, so that's pretty cool. Then there's the Needles Highway. You've probably seen pictures of this one. This is where it's got this super small rock tunnel that you go through. So, again, never been there, but I want to go see that because I've seen so many pictures and videos of it. That's a 14-mile thing. Then there's Spearfish Canyon, which has waterfalls all along it, and it's 22 miles. And then Custer State Park, which you can see livestock is its big thing. It's a loop. Badlands National Park. Again, you have eroded butts, pinnacles, and spires. 31 miles of scenic, that's cool. Devil's Tower is another place. It's an iconic national monument. It is actually considered America's first national monument. Yep. And so it has prairie views and views of the hills as well. And then there's Van Knocker Canyon Road. Now, this one I don't know. but it's supposed to be a beautiful ride as well. It connects Sturgis to Nemo, South Dakota. That's one of the lesser known ones. I haven't heard of that one. Then there's Wildlife Loop Road, which is near Custer State Park. It's scenic. Obviously, there's Main Street, which is just like Daytona's Main Street, only bigger. As far as, vendors and bars and scantily clad women and all that stuff. And then, of course, there's the Buffalo Chip, which most everybody has heard of. Buffalo Chip is a huge bar and campground. So they have this huge pasture that people go out there and they camp on. So most people have heard of those. Has anybody that's on here, whether you're going this year or not, have you ever been? If you ever been, you can kind of tell us what it's like. It's been on my bucket list for a while, but like I have said a million times before, it's such a commitment because it's so far away from here. It's 20 hours from here to Chicago, and what'd you say, Sean? 10 hours from that to get to South Dakota. Then I want to spend at least a week up there, right? So it's a long commitment. So let me know if any of you have been there before and what it's like. So what are we saying?
So fun fact, Dinah is a Kiwi. He's from New Zealand.
Oh.
Welcome. He says, we're lucky enough over here in New Zealand that we get to ride all year long. Winter rain isn't that cold, and snow doesn't affect the roads that much. So that's pretty cool. Oki says he won't make Sturgis this year, but is definitely on his list of must things to do.
Yeah, same.
Real.
Same.
We can't make all the ones we want every year.
So Dinah, what time is it where you're at? Just curious because you're on the other side of the world. So just let us know what time it is there. I would like to head up there. Maybe, we have a year. Maybe we can all plan on meeting up there next year or something. I don't know. But something I definitely want to do for sure. All right. And then after that, there's, of course, the after party, which is in Oklahoma, in Depew, Oklahoma, after party Route 66. There's Easy Rider Rodeo, which is August 29th through the September 2nd in Ohio. And then there's Four Corners Motorcycle Rally in Durango, Colorado. That's on the 29th of August. And then the last one that I would talk about today is Thunder in the Rockies. However, it was canceled. They had it. Last year was its swan song, was its last year. They're not doing it anymore this year. So that's unfortunate. We had Thunder by the Bay, Thunder in the Smokies, and this was Thunder in the Rockies. It would be cool to go to all the Thunder things.
Okay. First of all, Rick he did go to Sturgis. But Rick went to Sturgis in 1994 when everything was changed so much so since then. He wasn't too impressed. It was too big, too scattered. He likes the smaller rallies.
I have heard that sometimes it's better to go up there the week before because there's so many people the week of. And what I was told, and I was told this back when I was doing my club thing decades ago, but I was told that it's better to go up there the week before because all the vendors are already set up. Because they set up in advance because it takes them so long to do that. That if you're up there the week before, you get to experience all of it with less people. So that was my friend's recommendation at the time. But yeah, it obviously it's the biggest one in the country. It's gonna be huge. I want to go riding more than I want to go walking around. Honestly,
I think you want to go to the rally just to say you've been.
Yeah.
Go to the Buffalo Chip, do the things, the sort of not touristy things, but the things, and then just ride around the Black Hills. So Dinah, it says he's in the future, guys. It is 1 p.m. Friday the 19th of July. He lives in the future. That's rad. That's cool. I know it's stupid, but it's cool though. So how was Thursday? How did it end?
Yep. That's funny. All right, so the next thing that we're going to be doing, like I said, is going to be homecoming. And then after that, what's the next things that I know that we're doing? After that, the only one I know that we're going to be doing is Myrtle Beach. There's lots of things in between, which of course we'll talk about in future weeks. But Myrtle, I definitely want to go to if we can.
Leland.
Leland, wasn't he the one that went to Iowa? You the one that went to the Iowa Freedom Rally? Was he the one that worked there?
I'm not sure, but Evil Rick wants Dinah to tell him the lottery numbers for tonight. I was going to say something like that, but I thought you guys would make fun of me. I'm glad to know that you're a nerd bird.
Brilliant.
Too. Oh, sure, it's brilliant. He says it. Leland said a buddy stayed at the Buffalo Chip last year, said it looked like a golf cart rally.
Whoa. That's
not good. Yeah.
What, because of all the Can-Ams or what?
I don't know.
Curious.
Oakie's only been to 2 rallies so far. The Stubborn American and the Spring Fling. One was a party rally and the other was a riding rally, and everyone says Sturgis combines the two.
Let's see.
I think a lot of the rallies do.
Let's see. There's something.
Okie says, Lord willing, I will be at the Sturgis after party this year in Depew.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let us know how that goes for sure.
Yeah. Report back. Be our spy.
Something else
if you can remember any of it afterwards.
There was something else going on in Oklahoma, but it may have been last week. We may have talked about it last week because I don't have it on my list here anymore. There's a Virginia thing going on now too, and we had somebody that was from Virginia, but I can't remember who it was. I need to take notes.
We gotta take notes. We gotta take notes. I gotta remember all this stuff. Okay, you know what, guys? In the chat, okay, TC, I know where you're from. If everybody could write again where they're from, I'm gonna take notes.
There you go. So
that I can't embarrass myself anymore.
City and state.
Yeah, I'm doing it. We're doing this. I know where Sean's from.
Yeah, Sean's from our backyard.
Georgia. Okay. Oh, well, Okie's from Oklahoma. Shut up. Really?
Okie's old lady's probably from there too. Illinois.
Prairie.
Now, Rick, are you going to go to homecoming? I don't know where Prairie du Rocher, or however you say that. I don't know where that is.
I feel like we're not saying that right.
But yeah, I don't know. But we're going to be obviously up in Milwaukee, which is right there, the other side of Chicago. So I don't know how far that is.
I don't recognize where that is.
So it must not be close.
Probably not. Hi, Vivian.
Hey, Vivian. I'm going to look it up and see if I can tell where he's at. Now that he could probably tell me before I get there.
He probably could. She's taking notes. Okay, so I know Dinah's from New Zealand.
Yep. Well, that didn't work. Prairie du Rocher.
It's about 40 miles south of Waterloo, Illinois.
Come on. All right. Yeah, you're
Far.
yeah, you're south. So you are approximately 6 hours away from where the rally is going to be. Yeah, because Chicago's at the north side. He's down here. Look. Mm-hmm. He's closer to Evansville, St. Louis.
No, hold on. He's south of St. Louis.
St. Louis is Missouri.
Yeah. Well, he's literally. Do you see where the border is?
He's on the tip.
So you're on the very border of Illinois.
You live on the tip. That's what I heard.
Just the tip. Across the river from St. Louis.
Well, if you're gonna run up there, let us know. We can all meet for dinner or lunch or something. That'd be cool. Again, 6 hours is quite the commitment too. I understand. We'll be coming. Let's see.
Litchfield, South Waikato. How do you? Is it Waikato? You're gonna have to. I don't know how to pronounce that.
We're going up. Let's see here. We don't go up that way. Indianapolis.
I don't know if Leland's still on here. Tell me where you're from again, Leland.
What road did we take up to Chicago? 75?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No, I don't see 75.
I don't know. I don't drive. I'm a professional passenger. Thank you very much. Milwaukee to Sturgis is 865 miles. Yeah, I know, man. Waikato. Oh, so that's why you put that. Waikato. Really? Waikato? Okay. Dinah Riding New Zealand NZ is from Litchfield, South Waikato.
Yeah, he's not on our way.
Why can't you? Why can't I what?
Waikato.
Oh, why can't...
I think.
John.
She's not amused with your amusements. All right, so the conversation for today, if you saw the thumbnail, I wanted to kind of talk about what you guys think about the idea of the biker culture dying out. There's been a lot of concern, particularly from the business side, of course, is where you hear it the most. Being a biker has always been a grown man's game, right? When I first got involved in the actual culture, aside from growing up, was in my 20s. And I was the youngest person in our club. And I was like 25 or something. Youngest person ever anywhere. And now when I run around, because obviously I go to a lot of rallies, I don't see many young people at all. And so there's a lot of concern that the whole love of motorcycles thing is kind of dying out. So what do you guys kind of think about that conversation? I know if it doesn't have a screen attached to it, kids aren't really into it anymore. But I'm curious as to what you've kind of seen. Do you know any young guys that are into motorcycles, or what do you kind of think from that? I know that in 2009, the average age was, or the median age was 40, and 10 years later it had already risen to 50, which means nobody new kind of joined it, or not enough to be a statistical difference. So that's kind of where some of the concerns are from. Also, sales are decreasing over time in the industry on a whole. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. And you let me know what they say, because I can't see it.
Sure. So right now they are talking about Dinah from New Zealand. And Oki asked if cruisers are popular there. And, what? Hold on. TC said a motorcycle passenger is called a pillion? What?
Pylon?
Pylon? I don't know.
Probably.
Dinah says that yes, the cruisers are popular, lowriders and club style. Rick says that he's really not planning on anything right now. His bike's in the shop. He wants to go to fall. In the fall, he wants to do Hog Rock. He's hoping to do Smoke Out, but that's iffy. Sean says that he does think, like what you're saying, that the dynamic is changing. Most of the younger generation are riding crotch rockets. Oh, he wants to get a new phone.
He does. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's always been a grown man thing. Except, I mean, we had one guy that was a hang-around that we called him Youngblood. He rode a sport bike. He was the only one. He, of course, wasn't in the club, but he was a hang-around. And he was, still a teenager, but he liked to hang out with us. I just don't see that very much anymore. What do you think is going to happen if it starts we all start dying off, there's going to be no more bikers anymore? I mean, what's going on?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. They'll still be bikers.
Just be smaller group?
Because the younger generation, if they are indeed on crotch rockets, they have to grow up too. And most of the time, they're gonna pass by a mirror at some point. And when they pass by a mirror or a shop window and they see themselves all dressed up like assholes, they're gonna change to cruisers and regular bikes.
You don't know if anybody on here is on a sport bike or not.
Just kidding. If you are, I'm really sorry. You look good and all that stuff.
Oh, but I mean, a lot of people. I was in the biker thing, but I didn't have a Harley, of course, until I could afford it because they're more expensive than Japanese bikes. So I was on Japanese cruisers, when I was in my 20s and so forth, and didn't get a Harley until I was old enough to have a decent paying job. But I grew up on motorcycles, so I've been around motorcycles the whole time, but as far as actually being in the culture is concerned, that didn't happen until I was older, still younger than most, but older. How old were you guys when you got interested in motorcycles? So, like, as the culture, not just having a mini bike, but actually being involved in the motorcycle culture. Curious to know how old you were when that happened. I know Droop, he's not on right now, but I know he said he didn't start very long ago at all. So I'm curious about you guys. And then you read and let me know because I can't see.
Well, so two things are happening. Some people are talking about what we're talking about with age. Mm-hmm. And then Sean totally agrees with me. Thanks, Sean, for the solidarity. As far as people outgrowing some of these crotch rockets and are going to settle into Harleys. It's easier on the knees. But then
now they have these hybrid bikes. Harley makes kind of a crotch rockety sort of thing.
Like an adventure bike. Well,
an adventure bike's different, but yeah.
Oki says, I think it's a very nuanced conversation, starting with an economic approach. I like all motorcycles, Harleys, Hondas, Yamahas. I don't think it really benefits anyone to argue which one is better. He says, lots are getting into long distance and cruisers are just better for that. It just is. I'm on a winged trike. He's on a trike. Sean still wants a BMW. Dinah says, I go around my son's house. He's 38 and has 3 kids, aged 10, 9, and 6. Dad's got a sport glide, and I have a 2016 Street Bob. Kids would rather jump on the back than play video games. So much fun. TC says, I like bikes that run. TC is not, he doesn't care. He just wants 2 wheels.
What was Ken's last name?
Who, Ken?
Yeah.
Brooks. Wow. Kenneth Gene Brooks. That's how I remembered it, because that's how it was written down. Weird. TC says he's not really ever been he's not into club culture. He and Vivian used to ride with some other people, but now they just ride kind of alone. Oki says, I totally agree with Rick. And if someone likes a sports bike, that's cool too. Just don't act like an idiot and make all of us look bad. I think that kind of goes...
That goes for anybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun when you can make fun of somebody, right? Someone's got to be... You remember when we all used to make fun of, like, millennials? And then millennials grew up, and now everybody's making fun of Gen Z, and the millennials have the heat off of them for, like, 5 seconds. And so they're just really excited that we're not bashing them anymore. We skipped over them and are doing the Gen Zs now.
I've got the guy that when I went to Daytona and I stayed with Bunker Biker, his name was Ken. I was just asking about him. He has gotten into, since he's retired, he's gotten into something, and it's what I was just looking up, the Hoka Hey Challenge. Do you guys know what that is? He's really big into long distance riding. And the Hoka Hey is it's Native American in its naming, but it goes all the way across the country, and it's a competition, kind of like Cannonball Run. I think we talked about this before too. But we didn't remember the name of it. But I looked it up because he just his wife just moved all of his patches from his winter jacket to his what
a good woman.
to his summer jacket.
I'm not doing that.
So no, I wouldn't do that either. But he's got a whole patch lineup for that challenge alone. He's not in the club, so that's interesting.
Wow. Dinah says that he is 56 now, but he's been riding since he was 16, He's only had Harleys since the kids left home. He could never afford them otherwise.
Word. I got you.
Sounds familiar, right?
Yep.
I sat in a street bob the other day at the Harley dealership, and I liked it. I really liked the street bob. Like, for myself, maybe.
She's thinking about getting a bike. What do you guys think about her having a bike? She's usually on the back of mine. She's been content with that for years.
I'm a professional passenger, man. I like to just look around and not be responsible. Evil Rick says, Dinah, I'm 70. Rick, I didn't know you were 70. Got my first street bike when I was 15. Traded my 57 Ford Fairlane for it. When I was 14, I had the Ford and a 1950 Chevy truck. I had to put in a tranny in the Ford before I traded it in. I don't know why the tranny broke. Sean says, you can get on mine, damn it. I don't have a license. I have never taken a lesson to drive a motorcycle. I have tried to drive a scooter once on my own without
It did not go well.
It went fine. As long as I was going straight. Which the route I was taking was mostly straight, but when I had to turn, that didn't go well. That could have been better. I almost dumped it once into a ditch. Dumped it.
I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to increase the size of my text on here, because I can't. It's too.
Are you too old?
Well, I'm in OBS.
Yeah, you're in your program.
Yeah, I'm not in. So I don't
know
see if a way to do it. Maybe I have to Google that.
I don't know.
Let me look.
Oki says, I think it's absolutely fine to be a backseater. There are some pros to it, but there's no substitute for being the one controlling the bike.
True.
That's the thing. See, so while he's looking this up, I'll tell. As the wife, we go on our adventures all the time together. And yes, I could get my own bike and ride right alongside him, and that would be fine. But honestly, I like being with him on the bike.
I like you being there too.
Yeah, I feel like, we can talk to each other. I can talk to him over his shoulder. We're experiencing the same thing at the same time. He's not worried about me. I can look around and, take in the sights. Plus, we all know who the camera person is on all of his videos.
That's right.
So, if I did get a bike, it would honestly be for whenever I would be alone riding, and I'm not really ever alone riding. So, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yep.
Evil Rick says, I have built several dirt bikes, a couple Triumph 650s, a couple 750 Hondas. Last 750 I built through two rear tires a year. TC says there's always some painful lessons learning to ride. Oki's old lady says, I like being on the back. Yes, old lady. I don't like calling you that. Yes, Oki's old lady. Yes, because it gets a bad rep as far as oh, you don't have your own bike. But no, I have my own biker. What's better than owning a biker?
Yeah, I don't know what I would think about her on her own bike. Especially...
You saying I'm not capable? Want to fight?
Especially not starting off with something that's...
A Harley?
That expensive. Yeah. Because when you learn, you drop it. You just do. Usually it's a much lighter bike, and you're much younger.
Oki's old lady says, I do have my own.
Do you really?
Oh.
She still likes being on the back, though. That's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, Vivian likes being on the back, too. Oh, her own man on the bike.
Yay! I like you. We're friends now. I was going to say, it's no less expensive than a Harley, but it's a little more fun to ride. You can ride them in the rain.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, I think, I don't know how much I would like a bunch of youngsters around either. One of the things about the biker culture is most of us are like-minded. It's part of the brotherhood. And when you start introducing a lot of the different generations to it, that dynamic may change. Because, biker culture is all about respect and responsibility and for oneself. and they don't. That's not strong with the newer generations. So I don't know. I mean, if they would come along and be that way, I think it'd be different. But I don't know. My son, who is now 21, didn't even get his license until he was like 18. I got my driver's license the second the door opened on my birthday.
Birthday, day of, day after, whenever the DMV was open.
It's a different mindset now than it was when we were growing up. It just is.
Yeah, I think, they just expect the parents to drive them around everywhere. Or they just don't leave. They just play video games in the house all day.
Yeah, she always feels our youngest is 13, and she feels guilty when we're going to go to the movies or something and leave him here. I'm like, he doesn't care. As long as he's got Fortnite, he's good. He would rather not go on whatever.
Except we did let him ride the bike one time, and now
he's addicted.
I can't get him off the bike. Can I ride on it? Can I ride on it? So we've created a monster.
Yeah, she didn't even get to ride on it when we went to Maggie Valley because he was on it.
Not one time. I rode in the Jeep behind the two of them.
Yep.
Let's see. Rick gave me some advice. He says I should start on something smaller with the same feel as what you plan on getting, which I totally agree. Oki says, as long as your back seater doesn't start leaning, it's all good. I gotta tell you, when I first started riding with him, he gave me the rundown on exactly what I was not allowed to do.
Yep.
That was pretty green. And, he's like, don't move. Don't move. And so, that's been ingrained into my brain.
Yeah, don't touch my shoulders. That was a big one, too.
Yeah.
Because I think they want to do this. That's men's center of gravity is across there. That's bad. So...
Well, okay, in all fairness, though, you and I were not dating the first time I rode on a bike with you. So as far as putting my hands around your waist or, getting close to your man nuggets, I wasn't going to do that because you wasn't my man, see? Rick says, I had 2 cars, a pickup, 2 dirt bikes, 1 street bike before I even had a license. I went to summer school for driver's ed to get my license when I was 16. I rode my street bike to school for class. That's rad.
That's awesome.
Oki says, I am new to riding. I do think YouTube is changing the motorcycle culture as well. How many of you would have thought we would be meeting up for lives to talk about motorcycles?
True. Yep,
Pretty
it's
cool,
different.
Right?
It's different.
Makes the world smaller.
Yeah. And people from all over. When I went to North Carolina recently to go to Maggie Valley, people were coming up to me that knew me. I, of course, have never met them before, but they were from all over the place. So that's the other thing about YouTube also is New Zealand. I've got people in Canada. There's a guy in London that talks to me. So yeah, it's the internet's an amazing thing, isn't it? It's completely different.
Dinah says, it sounds so easy telling the passenger to lean with the bike, but being a rider sucks as a passenger. Oh, but being a rider, I suck as a passenger. That's what he said. And I said, when I move, you move.
That's
just
right.
like that. When I move, you move.
That's
just
right.
like that.
You don't try to help me. That's the main thing. You are part of me. Don't try to help. You trying to help is going to put us in a ditch. Oh, goodness.
I'm bottom heavy anyway. So I just stick with my center of gravity being in my hips and my butt. And I just sit there. And I'm kind of like one of those weeble wobble things where there's no weight up here. It's all down here. So I just sit planted on the bike and everything else is just, yeah.
Yep.
Like the wacky, waveable, inflatable arm flinging man.
So next week, Thursday, we will not be doing live because we will be traveling.
We'll be. Well, we might. We'll be traveling.
Yeah, we'll be traveling, so we probably won't do it.
Unless we leave it dark stupid Thursday.
Yeah, so we're gonna be taking at least a week off there. Like I said last week, as far as the future schedule of this show, one of the reasons we started doing it was because support for the channel. YouTube allowed us to do things with lives that we can't do any other way, except for premieres. We can do it with premieres too. So that's kind of why we started doing it, and it's growing, but we don't have the same amount of people watching the lives that we do have watching the regular episodes, of course, because they have to watch them live. Actually, they can watch reruns too. We're in syndication. How you like that? So I don't know what we're going to do as far as that goes. It may be a situation where I just announce we're going to do it whichever week we're going to do it and go from there, particularly if there's something to talk about.
I totally just asked all these folks where they live, wrote it down, but I never told them where we live.
We're in Atlanta.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just north of Atlanta in a town called Buford. And then Sean, what did I say? Okay. And then Sean, Sean was asking about if we were doing Bunka Biker in Milwaukee.
No.
Yeah, so we are going to be staying
Yes, we're bunker bikering with the in-laws.
No, because they're not bikers. Well, I guess they're just bunking the bikers.
That's right.
Yeah, so they're staying with my folks. They live pretty close, literally 10 minutes from the border of Illinois, Wisconsin. Yep. So,
where are you staying at up there? Are you going to be in Milwaukee or where? What city are you going to be at? Just so we kind of know how far away you're going to be.
Let's see. Rick says, I can't keep up with all the lives. I mod on a few too.
Yeah.
He's really busy. He's doing a VRBO in Milwaukee, Rick.
Oh,
That's
okay,
Sean
cool.
is. Dinah says, we ride hard over here. Took my wife out for a ride. Before the start, I informed her who was riding and how. She said, fine. Nope. Never getting on the bike again. Oki says, Rick, I do see you in most of the live chats that I'm in, if not all of them. Apparently, Rick gets around. Rick, you're a little bit of a live whore.
How did you hear about us? I think you heard about us through Droop, right?
Yeah, where is Droop?
Yeah, he hasn't been on for a while. The last couple of weeks, actually.
You calling him? Make sure he's okay.
Oh, he's okay because I watch his Instagram.
Okay.
So he's doing stuffs.
Did you ever figure out when Trump was speaking at the RNC?
I did not.
I was going to say, maybe it was tonight. Maybe that's, look, everybody else is here.
Yep. No, I don't know when.
Oki said I heard about y'all from Drew.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought about Rick, but Oki too. I know that Drew brought a lot of people. Yep. Brought a lot of people.
Yeah, Dinah heard him
at
from
one
Drew.
time.
Oh, Sean says it is tonight.
Oh, well, that means it will be on the YouTubes tomorrow.
The YouTubes with all the commentary.
Yep.
Oki's old lady says that we're only 900. Well, I think we're going to be saying Atlanta is only 900 miles or 13 hours from here.
Just a little bit.
We'll just pop in for some tea. Of course, you and I are best friends now, so we'll make the time, won't we? Sean says that it's probably in an hour or so. So it's going to be late.
Okay, cool. So we may be able to catch it.
I'm going to see if I can stay awake for it. I get up real early in the morning for work. I was going to take a shower tonight.
But as far as the women riding on bikes and stuff, teaching them how to do it is important. And then as far as them wanting to ride, I would want her to go to the whole school that they do. I don't know about where you guys are, but in Georgia, you can take a class. It's put on by the state. You use somebody else's motorcycles for the class, which is the big piece.
You don't want me dropping alchemy?
and then when you graduate the class, if you pass everything, then you get your license at the end. That's what I suggested for my son as well. They have these little bitty, 500s and stuff. It's super light bikes. So, but the good thing is, you wreck them, I don't have to pay for it. So, just saying. Yep, MSF, of course. Yep, that's it. Yeah, it's. I took it as well. I took it when. I took it with some of my stepchildren that I had before, and I took it with them for solidarity, and they could tell immediately that I already knew how to ride. And they did not like the fact that I came in already knowing how to ride because I rode different than they were trying to
show
teach.
off.
There was that too.
You were trying to unteach them.
Yeah, they teach things that was a different style of riding. I grew up riding motocross and trails in the country and stuff like that. So it's a different riding style than they were trying to teach. And so they wanted me to show them how to do this, that, and the other until they saw that I did things that they didn't want to do. Then they stopped asking me to do
tell
that.
You to sit down.
No, but they didn't really spend too much time with me anymore. But it was fun. Those little bitty bikes are fun.
Let's see. So everybody was asking Dinah because Dinah heard about us through Droop.
Yep.
So people were asking him how he heard about Droop. Like, how do you know Droop? Because some of these people know Droop, like know him. And so
Droop gets everywhere on the biker internet too. You should tell him we're talking about him. His ears are burning.
Droop did a live last couple nights ago. Rick says he watches Droop, Dr. Harley, Busted Knuckles, Dog on a Hog, and he doesn't remember where he first saw us. In your dreams, maybe?
Please.
Wake me up. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get a bike. I don't know yet. I don't think I'm ready.
Interesting, Sean.
Rick hung out with Droop in Tennessee along with a bunch of others.
Cool.
Maybe one day we'll get to meet Droop too in person.
I don't know. He's I can't remember where he's from either. Is he from Tennessee? I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, wasn't Droop the one from West Virginia?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I cannot remember.
Oki says, I learned how to ride my first bike by my dad telling me to get on and figure it out. The first bike I rode that had manual clutch was a Yamaha Fat Cat.
Yep. I started off, I had one of those little battery-powered motorcycles. I'm talking like late 70s, right?
Oh, I can put a picture of it.
I had one of... what are you going to do, show it to the camera?
I'm going to show it to the camera.
I had one of those when I first started because my dad was into motorcycles. So he started me super, super young. And then, eventually I got to a mini bike and then a little motocross bike. I had a Yamaha 80 that I was in love with in elementary school.
Which one?
That's the battery-powered one. And that's not me, though, guys.
That's not him. But how cute would he be?
And then I went from that. Yep, that's a mini bike from Sears. Y'all remember when Sears was a big deal, right? I have my whole motorcycle history on my Facebook page. That was this was a mini bike that I got that was actually an automatic transmission. And the whole idea of being an automatic transmission scared the crap out of me because I didn't know what that meant. It changed gears. Oh my God.
Droop is in Virginia.
Yep, then that's the MX-80 right there.
What else we got in here? Then it goes up to like regular bikes with you on them.
Yeah.
So I need to write down that Droop is in Virginia. Is from Virginia.
Sears 106. Yeah, Sears was a big deal. Oh, solo for a year. Here you can get your learner's permit on a motorcycle at 15 years old, and you have all the privileges. You have a lot of the privileges as far as riding by yourself on a motorcycle that you don't have in a car. However, you can only do it during daylight hours and stuff. You can't carry a passenger and stuff like that. Yeah, when you're 15 here, you get a learner's permit.
Wow,
and
there's a lot.
You could actually get a learner's permit for a motorcycle and be able to drive solo during the day. What are you saying?
He says, Dinah says you have to ride solo for a year between certain hours, and then you sit full. So it is very much like Joshua's Law.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing here. But you don't have to have a learner's permit here. You can get a learner's permit, or you could just wait till you're old enough to get a regular permit and just go in and get that. So, yeah, I rode for the first several years. I didn't have a license at all. Because I grew up on motorcycles. I just started driving them. I didn't get an actual license until I was in my 20s, I think, if not later than that. Or here they call it an endorsement. You have an endorsement on your license.
So, Oki's talking to Rick. Oki says, the first Droop live that my daughter ever watched, Droop didn't even keep his pants on.
He talks about being naked all the time, so I've never actually seen one of his lives because I don't ever know when they are. Of course, I met him because he came to one of ours.
Yeah, we gotta check him out.
So I know that he does it.
Tomorrow.
I know that he does it, but I don't ever get the notifications as to when he does it.
If you do a live, does it automatically save, or do you have to save it?
Well, no, you have a choice at the end of it if you're going to save it or not. And I have seen some of his lives that he's done before, but a lot of them, probably the ones where he has no pants on, he does not save. So,
bummer. Let's see.
Meter maid trike.
Oki says Oklahoma has similar rules for motorcycles. There's a CC limit for 15-year-olds. They can't ride on the interstate or drive faster than 55. Dinah says, "Oh yeah, forgot that you have to also start on a, what is it? IAMS approved bike, 650cc and under." Let's see.
I don't know that we have that limitation here. We may. It just never had anything to do with me, so I actually don't know the answer to that.
And then
Sean, you might know. I don't know.
Rick says, my stepdad was a truck driver. He had a meter maid trike. Used to hotwire it when he was out on the road. I think we were 11 or 12. Oh, Lambs. LAMS, Dinah said, not IAMS. Sorry. So I'm unfamiliar with that.
I've always decided that when I got too old to hold a bike up with two wheels, I was going to get a trike. I met a guy. We were in Leesburg one year. And I met a guy at our hotel that was telling me people were making fun of him for being on a trike, and I don't understand that. He was a veteran. He was older. He has every right to be in the wind however the hell he wants to. So he had my sympathy.
Yeah, we don't need to be making fun of people on trikes, especially older folk. Anybody really, but especially the older folk.
It was probably some young kid that was doing it or something. I don't know, but making fun of him. But I told him, I said, as soon as I can't do it, that's what I'm going to do because I'm not going to stop
Rick
riding.
Said that's what I did. Legs don't hold up the weight anymore.
Absolutely. I have a.
What's your choice? You could just stop riding. Why would you stop riding?
Yeah, I have the guy that I went to see in Texas recently. He has a trike, and he has a trike because he fell off a double-decker bus and there's metal in his leg, so he can't hold a bike either. And he wanted to have a bike, so he got a trike instead.
To impress
perfectly respectable thing to do. Impressing me is respectable as well. So
he wanted to keep up with you, is what it was.
Yeah, he still can't keep up.
He can't. He drives really slow. But yeah, there's no shame in a trike at all. I think that's awesome.
Yep.
In fact, that's what I originally thought I might get eventually as a trike, only because then he wouldn't worry about me quite as much, and I could still. I
don't know, man. I've driven his trike. First time I'd ever driven one since I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, we had three-wheelers. Honda made these three-wheelers with these big old tires, and then they became illegal. And now they have these four-wheelers instead. But other than that, it was just like that, only it was three wheels. And they outlawed them because they would flip over so easy. The trike would flip over easy as well because it's completely different than riding a motorcycle. Which is why I understand going slower on a trike for sure, because I would be worried. I was worried about it flipping over partially because it was so different. I'm sure it's something that you can get used to. I'm not used to it. But yeah, I had a good friend of mine that broke her leg in 3 places because she was riding one of those things through a pasture. This was the 80s. And she just rolled it. Because if you think about it, it's 3 like this, and it's really easy to. You know.
And I would imagine for you being on 2 wheels for so long,
Yeah.
there's a certain way you
get
shift your
used
body
to,
weight.
yeah, you can't do
so
that.
you would have to reprogram your brain to sit still on a trike.
Now, the Can-Ams, they say, I've never ridden one of those, they say you can actually lean in those. But I don't know. I've never driven one of those. You guys driven a Can-Am? You know what I'm talking about? The one with the 2 wheels in the front? That's not a Spider. Spider is not a motorcycle. A Slingshot is not a motorcycle. It's a car with 3 wheels.
Oki says, I have never had a motorcycle hurt me like a 3-wheeler has hurt me.
Word. Yep. See, that's the thing, Rick. You're talking about being 70 years old and still riding. I don't know, if ever I became where I couldn't ride on 2 wheels. It may never happen, So, yeah, I don't know. My father was able to ride the whole time as well until he passed away.
Rick says, that's why Honda doesn't build trikes. That 3-wheeler got them sued and they were restricted for like 30
I believe
years.
that.
They
Yep.
can now, but they don't. It's because there are so many aftermarket kits. Dinah says, when my son came home with his Sport Glide, I took the bags off, carefully laid it down, and told him to pick it up. Nope, not enough brain cells or muscles. He can now.
Yeah, that's when I was teaching.
That's really smart. You could drive it if you could pick it up.
I've done that as well. Laid it down and told them to pick it up. And then, first off, I tell them to try to do it on their own without telling them how to do it, because of course there's tricks to doing it. And then when they're frustrated and cussing and kicking up a storm, then I tell them how easy it is to do it the correct way.
I believe I had help you set Alchemy back up again because she's 1,000 pounds.
Well, it depends on
like from being on her side.
It depends on where you are, and we were on gravel when that happened, and that's more difficult. But TC helped as well. He was there. That
was so bad.
It was embarrassing because I did not crook the handlebars appropriately. We were on a little bit of an incline, and it just fell over. It was horrible.
Yeah, that was not her finest move.
No. Nope. Yeah.
Well, we've been on 73 minutes.
Yep. All right, guys. I guess we will wrap it up. Yep. Don't try picking up one on an incline. It's also, if you don't know the correct way to do the handlebars, that'll mess you up too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's definitely a trick to it. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're around other bikers, they're gonna help you pick it up because we've been there. We all know. But if you're ever stuck by yourself, you need to know how to do it because you're gonna drop it at some point. You're just going to. I had when I was much younger, I sold one of my littler bikes to a girlfriend, and I was teaching her how to drive it before she bought it. And I had this big old long driveway, and I taught her, I said, go down there and come back, go down there and come back. And she would drop it, then I'd have to go all the way to the end of the driveway and help her pick it up, and then come back and forth. So I tried to teach her how to do it. Eventually she got to where she could do it too. Because it doesn't really matter how big you are if you know how to do it,
TC said that we had fun though that day because TC did help.
Yep.
We were on a group ride. TC was there. The bike got tipped over. TC helped to turn it back upright again. We spent the day riding, and then after the ride, we broke off, just the 3 of us, the 2 of us and TC and his lovely wife.
We went to barbecue.
Vivian. And we went to barbecue. We rode around all night. Ended up doing dinner as well, lunch and dinner. It was a big full day. It was lots and lots of fun.
Yep. You guys want to see what TC looks like? He's in the Tallahassee video from this year.
And his lovely wife Vivian, who's hilarious. Dinah says that they are glad meeting us all. Next time, have fun, be naughty, and obey the law. No promises.
Egghead, you just jumped on and we're closing
down. You silly fuck. How are you? Oh, have fun. Thank you so much. We'll hopefully be able to pop on maybe just to say hi for a
Sean,
second.
we will definitely. I don't know of a good place up there. If you're around, ask folks. My experience with barbecue in Chicago has been horrible. I don't know about Milwaukee. So I'll do some research.
I wouldn't count on Milwaukee.
I'll do some research. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. But yes, hit the like button. I appreciate that, guys. And spread the word. Let people know about the channel. That's always helpful too. We are at 800 and I think 28 as of the beginning of this broadcast today, as far as subscribers go. The threshold we need to get to start making some more money is 1,000 people. So y'all helping spreading the word helps for sure. So we appreciate that. Only barbecue is in Alabama. We had barbecue in Alabama as well. And there's good barbecue in the Carolinas too. Thank you very much. But
Bye, TC.
But, yep. We will talk to you all you guys later
Bye,
on.
Rick.
We're going to
Bye, Dinah. Who did I? Okie. Bye, Okie. Bye, Okie's old lady, my new bestie. See you in Milwaukee, Sean.
Yep.
Egghead. Hi. Bye.
Right.
Glad you popped in.
All right. Are you done with roll call?
Well, please don't sub to mine. If I sub to you, mine's shit. No promises. We're going to build your following up even if you don't want us to. All right, guys. Yeah. It's good to talk to everybody tonight.
Yep. Thanks, Egghead. Appreciate you jumping on, even if it's just for a few minutes.
It was a great live. It would have been better if you were here.
We'll talk to you guys next time. Have
Good
a
night,
good night,
everybody.